Welcome to the participant video for High Adventure Trek's 5th grade challenge course. My name is Jose Reyes and I'm one of the senior directors here at HATS. The purpose of this video is to give you brief insight on how to prepare for your upcoming adventure. To get us started, let's go around the table and meet some of your leaders.
Hi guys, my name is Xavier. This is my dad Jose, and we will be your lead directors for the boys 5th grade challenge course on the weekend of September the 21st.
Hi guys, I'm Ellie Lemashev. This is my dad Jan, and we'll be your lead directors for the girls 5th grade challenge course on the weekend of October 5th.
Hi guys, my name is Lily. This is my dad Matt, and we will be your lead directors for the girls 5th grade challenge course campout on the weekend of October 21st. All of our directors' emails and phone numbers are available in the participation packet. You can download the packet by clicking on the paper icon next to where you found this video. Ellie, what is our HATS mission and theme for this campout?
Our HATS mission is growing relationships, communication, and leadership through adventure with our dads. Now, this campout specifically has the theme of working together and challenged by choice. So, we'll have activities that test how you and your student work together. Each one will be increasing in difficulty until the finale, where we'll really see what you're made of. All of these events are challenge by choice, which means if you're unsure, we can figure out an alternative approach. But I guarantee you, you won't hesitate to try to accomplish these challenges with us.
Right.
So Xavier, when does our adventure start?
The adventure starts today. You can begin to plan your menu and shop for supplies. Pack and think about what your goals are for the weekend, together. We're about to give you 48 hours to focus on quality time with your daughter or son, without distractions. You will learn more about HATS and the fun ways we spend the weekend camping. You will learn the importance of skills related to learning to trust others and learning how you decide when you can trust others. You will also learn how you can make sure you yourself are trustworthy to others. And finally, the guy sitting next to you will teach you how he can help you with all of these topics and many, many more. Continue on a very exciting journey of growing your relationship with your daughter or son and continuing to introduce them to communication and leadership skills. We have a lot of activities planned for this adventure and we'll be going pretty hard from start to finish. It's going to be great. Lily, can you talk to us about safety?
Sure thing. When we start to talk about safety, we usually start with the 18-inch rule. This is one of our ground rules here at HATS, and it is both for growing your relationship with your son or daughter and also for safety. It's kind of hard to grow your relationship with your son or daughter if you're not even close together. So, we ask that you spend this weekend intentionally with each other. Dads, we want you to have your daughter or son's back. Our adventures are safe, but as a leadership development organization, we take personal responsibility for our own safety. Daughters and sons, you will play an important role in having your dad's back. In HATS, it is a partnership, and you work together with your dad. We usually ask, where does safety start? Safety starts with me. When it comes to safety, water is very important. Dehydration can be dangerous, and so it is very important that you be drinking water intentionally this weekend. So we usually recommend to drink at least 2 Nalgene's per day, which is about 2 liters, and oftentimes more. Sunscreen. The sun is also very dangerous to us because you can get things like sunburns, and so we ask that you intentionally apply sunscreen multiple times a day. Closed-toed shoes. Closed-toed shoes are very important. So no flip-flops, sandals, or slides. And please bring hiking boots or tennis shoes for our low ropes course. Dad, can you tell us more about safety?
Sure. So the HATS mission of growing relationships, communication, and leadership through adventure with our dads is very important. But there's one thing that trumps that. That's safety. Everybody's got to go home safe at the end of the weekend. That's the most important thing. So a safety mentor team will be assigned to our adventure, and they are trained in first aid. They've been through our Wilderness First Aid Safety Program, and it's certified by the American Heart Association. The safety mentor team will have a first aid kit, their phone, and their car keys with them at all times throughout the weekend. And they will have the only car that's parked in camp. We'll be camping at Asheville Ranch, which is outside of Terrell, Texas, and the nearest medical facility is Presbyterian Hospital of Kaufman. That info is in the packet, you'll know where it is, but our safety officers will know where the hospital is. They'll be ready to go if we need them to take anybody there. If you have inhalers, EpiPens, or other meds, please make sure they're not expired and that you bring them with you on the adventure. Another aspect of safety is the weather. So Jan, can you talk to us about what we do with weather?
Yep. Well, it's Texas, so what do you think could happen? We are an all-weather camping organization, and we do not cancel campouts for the weather. Sometimes the weather is actually the best part of the adventure and makes for some great memories. We will be cognizant of what the weather is, and we'll be working to make sure that everybody is prepared for it. The safety team will have their phones with them, and they will be keeping an eye on what the weather is and notify us if there's anything that we need to be aware of. Rain gear, that's a really important part of this. Ponchos don't cut it in this organization, so Frog Togs is what we would recommend. They're not terribly expensive, and they do a great job. The other thing you want to think about are some inexpensive rubber boots in case it gets muddy. Let's talk about tents and getting your tent staked out. If it's windy, guy lines and stakes are really important. If you're new to camping and don't know how to use all this stuff, all of us have camped extensively and be happy to help you, as well as the mentors. They can all help out. Don't hesitate to ask. Don't be embarrassed about not knowing stuff. We're here to help you out and make sure you have a great time. The other thing is pop-up canopies. I'm on my third one because I've been kind of dumb and not staked them down properly, so don't be dumb like me. You need stakes into the legs of the canopies as well as the guy lines out from the sides of the canopy. So again, something we can help you with if you're new to that kind of thing. The other thing is we're going to be away from our campsite for a big part of the day on Saturday, so you'll want to make sure that the tents and the canopies are staked down real good, as well as anything else in your campsite. Just make sure it's fully secured. Be prepared for the weather. Don't let it surprise you. And lastly, because we're over several weekends of camping, we're gonna send an email, usually on Thursday before the camp out, to update you on the latest weather forecasts and any other details that you need to be aware of. So just so you know what to look for there. Ellie, can you tell us a little bit about, tell our participants a little bit about what all-weather camping means?
Sure. So starting off with your clothes, what you're going to want to bring. We want to bring synthetic or wool clothes, t-shirts, anything like that. Nothing that's made of cotton. Cotton, when it gets wet, it'll lose all of its thermal insulation properties, and it'll just make you colder, if anything, when it's raining. So another thing to think about is layers. It's October, and it's going to be, it shouldn't be too hot, hopefully, but it's Texas, like my dad said, so you never know. It typically does get a little colder in the morning, so even if it is warmer during the days, make sure you bring at least a light jacket, and if in the email we send you that it turns out to be colder, you're going to want to bring a fleece, puffy down, or maybe a synthetic jacket, something like that. Also, remember to bring at least one, if not two, of your hat shirts. Those are very important, and we're going to be taking lots of pictures throughout the weekend. So if you're going on the girls' camp out with me or with Lily, then you're going to be wearing these super cool blue shirts. Or if you're going on the boys' camp outs with Xavier, you're going to be wearing these super cool grayish blue shirts. Lovely. So make sure to bring those. Next, you can bring you want to bring a rain jacket. One thing that we've learned is that if you bring a rain jacket and there's rain on the forecast, it won't rain. But if you don't bring a rain jacket, even if it's clear skies in the forecast, it's gonna rain.
Don't be that guy.
Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Nobody likes that guy. So bring a rain jacket. Bring your rain boots. Some great boots that you can find are just Walmart, Academy. There's some great inexpensive ones, specifically rubber boots, like my dad said, and they're great for the rain. Asheville Ranch specifically can get pretty muddy, and there can be some high grass there as well. So make sure you have somewhat tall and good rain boots. So, Xavier, what kind of equipment are participants going to need?
For your weekend, you guys are going to need at least 6 gallons of water, which will be 3 gallons per person. That should be plenty to drink and plenty for hand washing. You're going to want Frog Togs, rain gear, and rubber boots. If you don't bring it, it'll rain. Don't be that guy. Don't bring ponchos. They don't work. I speak from experience. You're going to want an 8-pound bag of self-lighting charcoal. Please not regular charcoal. The self-lighting is so it can heat up in time so we can have a good dinner. You're gonna want 3 sticks of firewood. We'll update you if there are any burn bans and we don't need that. Layers for your clothing, as it is gonna warm up during the day and might cool back down at night. Again, see an email from your camp out director for specifics. You're gonna want cooking stuff, tent, chairs, sleeping bag, any other things that you would like for camping. We will have some extras. We would like you to bring your own. A hat and sunscreen, because UV rays are dangerous and they will, even if it's cloudy, you could still get sunburn. You're going to want trash bags. Of course, we pack everything out. There will not be like a dumpster near the exit. You're going to put all your trash in a trash bag, put it in your car, and pack it out. Trash bags could also be useful if you have a bunch of wet clothes and you don't want to get everything else wet. There's a more specific list in your participant packets that you'll get in your email. And we request, if you're doing an Dutch oven, we would like to, or request that you bring a steel tray to put the coals in. Lily, can you talk about food?
Absolutely. So, on Friday, when you're arriving, dinner will be on your own. So, we like to get takeout on the way, or you could bring something to eat at your campsite. Saturday breakfast, team breakfast at your campsite. You could cook eggs, pancakes, or do some freeze-dried food, but us personally, we like a breakfast of champions, a bag of donuts. Lunch on Saturday, we will either come back to the campsite for lunch, or you'll be notified ahead of time and we'll bring lunch to the field. So just keep it simple with some sandwiches, chips, cookies, something like that. For dinner, we will set up grates over a charcoal fire and everyone will cook and eat dinner together. Some options that you could bring for your food are hot dogs, hamburgers. Lots of people like to bring steaks and stuff like that. But if you want to get fancy, get fancy. Sunday breakfast is the same as Saturday, so for us that's donuts, for you that's whatever. And on Sunday you will have lunch on your way home. Ellie, where are we going to camp?
So, like I said before, we're going to be at Asheville Ranch, and depending on traffic, it'll be 45 minutes to an hour from Dallas. It's about 12 miles past Highway 80 on I-20. But there's going to be more specific directions in the camp out packet. There'll be a map with more specific directions there. There's also a Buc-ee's in Terrell, Texas, and it's a good stop if you want to get some. You can grab some dinner there for Friday night, or if you're like 30 minutes into the drive, you're like, oh shoot, I forgot something. Buc-ee's. You grab something there. As you're following driving directions, make sure that at the end of County Road 2628, you turn right to enter into Asheville Ranch. The road continues forward, but that's a private property, so don't go there. And there'll also be HATS signs planted. Make sure to keep a lookout for those. They're going to be white with a double eagle and a big red arrow. So make sure you're looking out for those. Those will lead you right to the campsite. And the ranch is mostly wooded. You might have some high grass, so like I mentioned before, bring some good boots. And it gets pretty muddy if rain is a factor, so we'll give you special instructions via email before the camp out, so make sure to check for that. So Xavier, can you go over the schedule?
So Friday, we want you to try and arrive by 7 p.m. This should give you enough time to set up before we start our Friday night activities at 8:30. Saturday morning, we'll have a 7 a.m. wake-up call, and you'll have your typical breakfast at your campsite, and then we'll start our morning activities at 8 a.m. At around 10, we will leave the campsite for our activities. It's not too far, but make sure you carry plenty of water with you and a folding chair if you want to sit down. There's a possibility we'll come back to the campsite for lunch. We might stay out in the field, and then we will return to our afternoon activities and then go back to the campsite for dinner. Sunday, we will have our typical AM program with our team breakfast, breakout questions, and some games. We will finish promptly at 11:30 a.m. If we're in the middle of something, we will drop everything. We will get you out by 11:30 on Sunday morning. If for some reason you need to leave earlier than that, please let your camp director know on Friday or before in an email. We ask that if you are leaving early, we request that you be done packing before morning activities start. Dad, how are we going to deliver the HATS mission this weekend?
Well, guys, thank you. We're gonna with lots of fun. So we have working together and challenge by choice. So we're gonna throw a lot of activities at you starting on Friday night. So please be sure to look at your participant packet and get there by the time stated. Lots of fun and games. Then on Saturday, we've got some challenges for you, but I promise you, once you overcome these obstacles, you are going to be so much stronger. Your relationship is going to be so much tighter. So we have a few ground rules in creating this environment for growing relationships, communication, and leadership through adventure with your dad. These are our non-negotiables. So we ask you, one is the 18-inch rule. So it's an analogy. I think some students take it a little bit more seriously where they want to be next to you the whole time. But you need to be within eyesight of your student. And so it's not only for safety, but it's the only way that you're going to be able to be successful at this mission. No alcohol. Alcohol is a mind-altering substance, and your student and yourself are not going to be able to work on your relationship very well with that in place. So we ask you to leave that alcohol at home this weekend. No RVs. We are a tent camping organization, so don't bring the newest and coolest four-wheel drive monster van, though I would like to see it, but just keep it at home. We're going to use your tents this time. No firearms. This is also a distraction. We would all love to see the newest and greatest weapon you have, but we're going to be working on a relationship. Same thing for pets. Leave Fluffy at home. We would all like to see what Fluffy does, but again, it'll distract us from working on our relationship. This is my favorite, no electronics. So students, no electronics, keep them at home. Dads, no electronics at the campsite, keep them in your car. Your safety director will have the phone for weather and making sure that we're all safe. However, you don't need to be looking at the emails, you don't need to be checking the scores. This is time for you guys to work one-on-one with each other. Let's see, Xavier caught don't pack up early. We promise to have you out of there at 11:30. We do understand some circumstances are going to occur. Talk to your director, but get to the 11:30 mark. I promise you we have lots to share with you. A couple of things. So we talked about weather and gear. So for the boys, we're camping at the end of September. We're still going to be pretty warm. I bet we get 90s just for luck while we're running and gunning. But the lows should be around the 70s. But I don't think we're going to need a huge amount of layers. But just in case if it gets a little cold in the morning, bring that jacket. Slow down when you turn onto the gravel road. So we mentioned going too far. What I'm saying, right when you turn onto the last stretch, it's a caliche gravel road. It kicks up lots of dust. We want to be really respectful of our neighbors so that we attach good things to our name. We'll do a little bit of that later too. But slow down, keep it to 10 miles an hour or lower. I know you're going to be a little anxious to set up, but I promise you, if you're a little bit behind, and we'll set up your tent for you, with you later. We'll help you out, so just slow down. So, look for the update of the email update on Thursday before the camp out for weather adjustments, and not to rush too much, but if you have any questions, please look at the packet for telephone numbers. You can text us. You can email us. You can email us and text us. We promise to get an answer to you as quickly as possible. Specifically before we head out, we promise to reach out to you. So, anybody have anything else? No? Okay, excellent. Thank you for your time, and we'll see you soon.